This is the daily chart review. I cover how the S&P futures market traded for the day. I go over my morning technical analysis and how my scalp calls performed. I usually add hints and tips for trading the levels I provide in the morning video. Subscribe and get notified when I post my morning levels and analysis. They are accurate levels that you can review in previous videos and judge for yourself. Okay, this is the chart review for 5/14/2019, Tuesday. If you didn't see my morning video, of course you didn't see my morning video, but I made a really good description of what happened today, and you should go watch that video if you happen to watch this video. Great move up on the weekly here. We had a big rally. I had put these lines in here before, and I'm going to adjust this actual blue line right here and put it to right there. This is the target that I'm kind of looking at for this move. I'm not sure if we'll do it on the weekly, but never know. I mean, that's quite a bit. You can move that much on the weekly here, but the fact that you've got some resistance here, is it going to be a bigger bar than what we did last week, when the volatility started to happen? I don't know. It's a hard one for me to kind of guess, I guess. This was our range. We almost hit the bottom of the range. I talked quite a bit about this high volume node right here. It looks like we went just a little bit before it and took off at that point. I don't really see anything else. We're up above the bulk of a lot of the trading here at this point. We're kind of into this node. We went into this gap right here, which is the top of this node, and traded back down, and we're basically at the bottom of this node right now. Top of this node, and we're bouncing. Their PPT is already active. Things are very bullish. Who cares about tariffs in China at this point, right? Let's put some risk on. 240 minute. When I look at this, we kind of, let me see if I can let go of that. So we came up and we tested basically the top of this node right here, fell back down. We traded right into this gap right here, which is the top of this node, bottom of this node, bouncing. But when I kind of profile these three bars back here, not a ton of volume here. So if somehow we manage, and I think we will go above this node and this node, you really could see a pretty big climb up here, all the way up to probably this red line right here. It matches up with kind of the bigger profile over here, and the tops of these candles, the middle, you can see there's a lot of open and closes right on this level right here. So I could see us getting there in a hurry, in all actuality. So 60 minute here. I've drawn this halfway line right here on the range, and you can see that we got up above it, tested it, moved up away. We basically traded up into the gap right here. I've kind of shown you this several times. There's a opposing pivot right here. You have this little volume node. We traded back down. Where did we kind of go? At that point we went back down, test the bottom of this volume node right here. Also kind of like into the gap right here of both of these bars, and really the top of this pivot right here. Bouncing. So I can see us bouncing back up into this blue line, and maybe the sellers after hours come in and start to push it back down. That's one scenario. The other scenario is we just keep on going. Very hard to see. I'm going to move this out of the way. But, you know, where we traded to right here at these tops is the high volume point of these two candles right here. And if I pull this guy a little bit farther back, you can see that we came right up and challenged that, and that was kind of like the open and close of those two areas. And if I put it right on the top of this candle right here, it's basically the top of this node right here that we traded up to and traded down. So just so you're aware, there's this was the volume node right here that kind of stopped the progress. And we talk every day about, how we test the bottom of the node, which was right here, and that was these two candles. You get your bounce, right? And then it comes back up, and it's going to test the top of the node, and that was the rejection right there. And those were the two trades that kind of made some sense today with the strength of the move. But just looking to see if there's anything else on this chart to kind of describe to you. So my trading levels, right? Control 2. Give me an arrow here. 730 was right here. Traded up a little bit beyond that level. Traded down a little bit beyond that level. First hit back, got a good pullback. Went through. Really chopped around. This was a tough level. Really chopped on it. Came down. The market was so strong. Came up, chopped on it. I mean, we look at all the trading that we did trying to hold this level. I thought this was going to be a good level, but it was very enthusiastic today, and they weren't going to let it go, and everybody wanted to pile in. I had described yesterday, where the market was, actually going down and the delta was going up, and that was a pretty big clue. And then yesterday I also, when they were starting to trade after hours, I said, hey, look, they're going to need to get this up, before open over this level right here, and that would be the kickoff signal to be bullish. And sure enough, they pumped this thing and made sure that it was up there for the open. And that was the signal to everybody that get long. And then yesterday I had profiled the volume on the larger time frame, and I said, hey, there's no volume really in here to get you stuck, and you're going to move fast. And if you go read the title of this morning's video, I said, hey, I look for a fast move to the upside, and sure enough, it ripped. The levels we're trying to hold, but when it's overly bullish, you got to favor the upside, and got stuck there, and then it finally traded off here. I think I'd indicated yesterday that you could get a couple points off of this level and a couple points off of this level, and you certainly got it on these. And when it traded back up into the level again, it gave you the sell off, and it came back down to this level. As far as scalping, if you weren't looking for too many points or whatever, all these levels would have worked okay and gave you some money today. I'll talk about this. Let's see, 730. So on this chart at 7:30 this morning, so I bought this several times, and this was a mistake on my part. And I don't know what that is. Control. Let's see if I can kill that. I bought this several times down here. It just couldn't quite get going. It would go up and come back down, knock me out. Go up, come back down, knock me out. And then I finally caught it, and it went. But hey, I knew that there was going to be, resistance at this level, and I knew there was going to be resistance at this level, and I was trying to capture all of this, and I let it come back and get me a couple times, and then I kind of really blew it. But I left a lot of money on the table by not selling at my levels when I was trading. And this is the micro ES, and I traded the micro ES, and I kind of traded it on this 5-minute chart, and you can see that it was trying to go up, come back, going up, come back, and kept on knocking me, and I finally caught this thing, and it went. But I left a lot of money on these, on this big old run. And look how far it came back. I barely made any money when it knocked me out. And if there's a level up here, take your profits off. That was a bad mistake on my part twice in a row. I was just so focused in on this thing running all the way up and giving me a billion points today or whatever. But I knew what it was going to do. It just, you never know what the market's going to do. Can't predict it. So now for the larger time frame, we've got support across here. Look at this big old volume node down here. You got another huge volume node down here. So, I think we have a lot of support under the market right at this point, and you're gonna have to go up. There's still not a lot of volume through this area. So we're basically into this node right here, testing the bottom of this node, and I don't think it's like a big deal for the market to kind of break that, and we'll stair step up. We'll hit this. I like this pivot right here. I like this pivot right here. Yes, tomorrow if we hit this pivot, I think I said this in the morning video, this is a good sell right here for some points. But I think this big old spike right here, I think this is maybe the sell point that we get a couple more points off of for tomorrow. But like I said, I see all of this down here. Even if we sold, I really don't see it going past. There's just so much kind of volume in this node right here that I think it puts a little bit of a floor in the selling for a while until people get their profits out. Symmetry for today. So we didn't. I mean, when you trade tick charts, you can see yesterday we had quite a bit of trading. Today, not so much. Pattern was kind of compressed, so I've changed my lines. I took this swing right here, and that basically worked out really good when it broke out. You got the 100% range extension here, pulled back not quite all the way to the line. Again, the breakout, 100% range extension, 100% range extension, breakout, 100% range extension, right? Breakdown, 100% range extension, 100% range extension. That's what you're kind of looking at for the symmetry that these pivots are going to play off of. Let me go back to the daily real quick. You can see that not as much volume as the previous week. So just kind of keep that in mind. Anything else to kind of tell you about? It was a great day. I had a great call. Please go back and watch the morning video. I really kind of walked through the thought process. I know I'm not a great video maker or by any standard or whatever, but it's about the lesson. I do the pre-market and the chart review every day, and it's just to kind of teach you what I'm looking at. I do a lot of pausing because I'm looking at the chart in real time and kind of making decisions about what I see and what's important on the chart at the time. But um, I've had some fantastic calls that I wish that other people would have caught and uh, made money off of. So uh, subscribe, look at the videos, watch the videos. You can make your own opinions on whether these scalp lines are successful or not. But they work for me, and hopefully they would work for you. So have a nice evening, and I will see you in the morning.